round of applause for Mark Gammons. Hi. First and foremost, a disclaimer that I hadn't planned, because I was reliably informed by a lying bastard that this was Exeter University, and I have therefore written mostly jokes for university students, which most of you quite clearly are not. If you've forgotten what it's like to be a university student, and if you want to find this funny, I suggest when you're offended, you laugh, or I might offend you again. That's it, that's the whole set, sorry. I was quite looking forward to actually coming here tonight. This is the first time I've been out of Cornwall in about 7 months, and I could see I quite clearly should have bothered. You look really odd. Not you particularly, but just everybody. Are eyes supposed to be uncrossed? What's that the look now? You have separate eyebrows as well, and this wonderful fifth thing that must have come in handy while you evolved. You lucky people. You must be all quite proud that your family tree resembles a tree, rather than a pole like mine. Which is ironic, because most of the female members of my family use that as a career choice. Being scaffolders. Big, hairy-armed Cornish women. Kind of woman who could carve a calf. That's funny if you've seen a calf. It's not if you like veal. Anyway, my name's Mark Gammons. When I first told most of my friends I wanted to try and do stand-up comedy, they all said one thing: you are changing your name. Apparently Mark Gammons doesn't have that pizzazz that a stand-up comic should have. You know, like Lee Mack, the funniest bit of him. You know, Mark Gammons. But it is a little bit funny. I always thought it was the Gammons part, given how names and surnames are attributed to people. Thatchers, thatched. Butchers, butcher. Smiths make crisps with Walkers. Gammons, on the other hand, get quite excited about salted pub meats. Not even masculine pub meats, for that matter. It's not a brisket or a chop, but a gammon, a salted pub honey-glazed meat served with a tropical fruit, darling, and then sometimes a lumpy white sauce of unusual talent. But that's not the funny part of my name. The funny part is, of course, the Mark part, which means stain. Thanks, Dad. I know this is my dad's fault for my parents' lack of ability to conceive a child, and my father's quite evident obsession with cum shots. From 1974 through 85, I was mostly being worn across one of my mother's 5 separate chins, like some kind of sexy chandelier, I think. Oh, it's not so bad. Yeah, I have no truth in that, believe it or not. No proof or truth whatsoever, other than the fact that during the Clinton impeachment, my mum said, "Oh, fuck, lemon juice would have got that out." Did you just, you know, oh. But you don't need truth for anything. Well, you need truth for some things, you don't need proof for anything. Sorry, I got that wrong. For example, there's no proof that living in Wales makes you commit suicide, but the truth of that is becoming more and more self-evident every month we have passing. You certainly need truth if you... Well, I didn't think you did. I don't think you need truth if you were in the modern press. Until the Levinson inquiry has recently come out, the connotations of which are truly horrific to society. Can you imagine these sick pariahs with no journalistic integrity wandering through people's bins to try and obtain facts? And the weird, horrible thing for humanity about that is that that means that somewhere the News of the World headlines had an element of truth in it. Ugh, what a horrible world. Do you notice that out of all the celebrities that have turned up to that, you didn't see Jordan or Kerry Katona? It's almost like they want them in their lives. It's almost like that's their point. I have a theory that needs no fact or proof, I think. Tough, you're going to hear it. I've got the microphone. My theory is that all vegetarians are innately evil. Done. That's it. You're evil. You're Satan doers. Go home. Don't, please. Please stay. I'm sorry. Please. No, they're not. You know. My kind of reasoning for this is the fact that as a child, I couldn't deal with the emotional and mental torment of realising that I was masticating and then dissolving in strong hydrochloric acid the cast of what was the most formidable kids' cartoon of all, the Poddington Peas. I'd sit there crying every time I had to finish my dinner. Down at the bottom of the garden. Questioning my mother over the greater integrity of things, like who would wear their pyjamas now? And how will they get downstairs? I could no more eat a vegetable or a piece of fruit than I could a white mouse with an eye patch with a penchant for danger. Or a transforming robot. No matter how much you want to wander, there is more than meets the eye. At the same time, I had no problem with farm animals. I am a Gammons by name, after all. Because I fucking hated Old MacDonald. I even tried as a kid to know that one of those pigs would escape. Try that. Not one of those pigs would escape my digestive justice. Why was there such an overbearing essence of farmyard mentality in primary school learning? It's something that almost happened innately, you know, Old MacDonald had a farm, but there's no need to say the rest of the actual words. Old MacDonald had a farm, find it all at Tesco. It's all in a shop in a nice plastic bag, don't worry about where it fucking comes from. It's expensive if you care, and if you really care, it's free range shit for you. Not even following the rhyme scheme. So in my logic, my worry about this and my hatred of farmyard animals means that vegetarians are innately evil because they liked eating the good cartoon characters of Poddington Peas and didn't like eating animals, so they preferred seeing an Old MacDonald to watching the Poddington Peas, which is wrong and sick on every level. And I can advance this further. If, in the future, due to some crazy genetic cloning, Steven Spielberg and Michael Crichton are in fact correct, and we have dinosaurs come back again, it's going to take 3 hours for someone to open up a dinosaur restaurant. Because that is exactly how long it will take me to equip myself with a 12-gauge shotgun, Jeff Goldblum and Sam Neill, and a bag of seasoning. Because I'm going to walk into that laboratory and shoot that fucking thing in the face for the revenge that Barney the dinosaur took on me. I've tried to think of a good word to sum Barney the dinosaur up, and the only thing I can come up with is purple-headed cunt. That's it. There's nothing else. I don't even like using cunt as well. I think people use it over time. Like, if you keep using cunt, you seem like a cunt, which makes you a double cunt, and then you say cunt 3 times more than you should have done originally in the first place. But you can't do it. There's nothing better to fit Barney the dinosaur into a purple-headed... He did more to rape my childhood than my Catholic stepfather. Because at least he didn't make me hold his hand and dance a little dance after he fucked my mouth. Sorry, that's getting a bit sort of groupish, isn't it? It's supposed to be comedy on a Tuesday in Exeter. We'll try and be more happy. And we've got a lot to be happy for, because it's nearly over. Is everyone happy that it's nearly over? Anyone happy at all? It's nearly over. 2011's Movember is nearly over. Woo! Yeah! It's great, isn't it? What was the relationship with that? First of all, the over-eccentric amount of men that got rather excited about not shaving parts of their face was astounding. Come on, man, join, it's Movember. Stop shaving, God, it's just the upper lip. It's fine, it's Movember. I think you'll find it's actually No-vember. Not Mo, it's No-vember. They got so excited they actually forgot to sponsor, because it's supposed to be a charity event, what the actual event was about. Who knew it was for cock and arse cancer? Essentially, if it had been about charity, I'd have been a little more down on it. Because I think that charities have lost their way, and I know that they deem well, and I know it's good, but they do. They're stupid, and they're ignorant, and they're basically beggars with stickers. Or worse, balloons, a rubber-filled choke hazard with "Save the Children" on it, filled with an explosive gas that needs to be industrially manufactured and distilled in places like China and India and Pakistan, where huge amounts of child labour is employed, then handed to you for loose change, on string, another choke hazard, worse if you know David Carradine, or even worse than that, one of those red sort of fucking things that you can use as a sword, which I use as a sword. They've lost themselves. It's an evil sort of thing. And on top of that, you have to put your loose change in a plastic one-use only box that has to be broken into at the end of the world and then discarded, saving the earth quite clearly there, which makes a rattling sound. At no point is a human body supposed to go, what's that rattling sound? That stimulated my generosity reflex. Maybe I should give these people. No, the human body's supposed to go, what the fuck was that? Is that It's wrong on every single level. And I think a lot of charities have lost their way. My favourite one of these is something called Sophie's Fund. This is a charity that's been set up for parents that have lost a child in infancy. Now that must be one of the worst things a human being can experience. I don't have children, I still am a child in many ways, but it's got to be one of the most horrid and torrid things for something to experience. So horrid and tormentful that it's obviously not going to be fixed with a bit of loose change. You know? It's not like there's some sort of huge plumbing bill to try and get that tiny little heart pumping again round that frail little body. You know? You've always quit in when you've lost a child. Think of all the things you haven't saved on. You know, school uniforms, school things, JLS albums, JLS concerts, more JLS things, and condoms eventually, if they're well brought up. It's not the humans that want, the people that want after this, life isn't reverse of New Deal or No Deal. You don't seal a little box for life and win a prize. It's just not right, and it's not funny, and it's not good. You know, why in a world that's so heavily overpopulated would I want to save children? You know, I want to sterilise adults. I'm not saying that purely because the NSPCC have started to follow the Fulham trend of Christmas supermarket adverts and made quite a sexy references during their actual work. You know, it's like phase lighting. Seriously, compare it to the old Marks and Spencer's advert. It's exactly the same thing, you just need albatross over the back of it. Lucy is only 6. Her attacker says he'll hurt her if she comes again. But because she's only 6, she can't get pregnant. Which does the world a favour in the long run. Fuck away, my paedophile brethren. Fuck away. I don't want to see children saved. I want to see cancer bloom and flourish. And this needs to be said, by the way. It really fucking does. You know? Until we actually answer the bigger issue, fuck the big issue. I'm giving all my loose change to Robert Mugabe. Still, it's an odd relationship between charity and not shaving parts of your face. You know? Does that mean if you've got a moustache, you can check yourself publicly more often? Is that what it was? Why didn't you tell me that? I'd have grown a moustache for that. I quite like Tom Selleck can get away with wanking on a bus. Not just a normal wank either, a good Sunday wank. It is cock and arse cancer. That's a finger up the arse and everything. That's odd. It's a weird relationship. If you want to see a relationship between public health improvement and not shaving parts of your body, have Furry Cunt Month and stop chlamydia in its tracks. Thank you very much. Mark Evans.